All right. Well, here we are.
You call yourself
Live.
a fan? You're not a fan, dude. I'm a fan. You're not a fan.
Who are you talking to? All right. Stay on your side of the freaking screen. All right, dude. You don't have to tell me I'm a bigger fan than you.
Big
You're not
fan.
even a real fan.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest fan. Or are you the biggest fan?
That's
We'll
it,
chat
bro.
about it
Let's go.
right now. Is the rage poncho big enough for two heads? Is the question, because we both murdered that intro. And not in a good way.
That was the best we could do, man. That was the best we could do.
10:30. It's late. What's up, everybody?
What up, y'all? How's it going? All right, cool. So our acting careers are officially over before they've actually started. We will not be getting any invites to do any shows, movies, commercials, or anything else.
I thought you saw the nod of like, all right, we're live, we're good, we're there, and then you didn't say anything. I was like, oh shit, he didn't.
I'm like looking to the side.
He didn't say it. Okay. Anyway,
you literally
what's
did
up,
the
everybody?
3, 2, nothing. You didn't say you went okay 3. And how am I going to hear you say 2 or 1 when I'm not looking at you?
Have you not seen Wayne's World? In 5, 4.
Yeah, well, you can see the fingers. I didn't see the. I'm looking at my wall.
Right. No. Yeah.
Here we go. Welcome to Into the Void.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Episode 26. What makes a fan a fan? How big of a fan are you? Is there anything as such as a real fan? Is that even a thing? Are you a real fan? We can unpack all that. What's bringing all this up is that Fan Expo is currently going on in New Orleans here, which is the biggest Comic-Con that there is to be had in this part of the southern U.S., I would think, other than maybe some stuff in Florida. But it's pretty massive here. We got a huge lineup that's coming to Comic-Con this weekend. We'll go over that, some of the exclusives, but we're going to dive more into the question of what drives you as a fan. And of course, we want to bring this conversation to the chat and everybody else and figure out what drives your collection. Why are you in this hobby? What fuels you? Just nothing but good conversation. So of course, on my left, right?
Yeah,
right? I can never get that right. On my right?
I'm on your right.
Yeah.
Stage
What's
left.
up, buddy?
I'm on your right. Doing good, man. Look, really cool news today. I was actually able to take my daughter to the studio and record a song. So we'll have that out at some point. Really cool. She's a classically trained guitar player, and we recorded a song today in studio. And we're gonna lay down some vocal tracks and have that out in a week or two, so everybody can hear. But it's really good stuff. So just got done with that about an hour ago, and just came over here and ready to talk this. The questioning my famliness. How dare you? How dare you question that?
Look at that Fanny.
Welcome to a Friday. Hell yeah.
Yeah, chat. Silva's in the house. Walk, Plagueis, Zim, and Plagueis just bought a big book. Bought it from me.
Oh, nice.
Boom, baby. Here
what do you grab?
is. This.
Oh, a little Dracula.
Yeah, gorgeous. Beautiful pickup. Congratulations on that. That will be in the mail Monday. Now that makes me feel better about going out to this Comic-Con and spending money.
Well, he's a fan because Plagueis is a fan. You know,
he is. Absolutely.
He's clearly a fan.
Yep.
All right, let's see what you got.
So today I did day 1 at New Orleans Fan Expo, and that's basically Fan Expo travels the country. You know, and they typically have some big actors, and it's not super comic book centric. Though this year it's pretty decent, but it's not like a straight up comic. It's kind of like an SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con. So I took a little bit of footage today. I'm going to do some videos tomorrow. I'm going to do more interview stuff and some fun stuff with some of the maybe some of the artists and writers there. But today I kind of just went and scoped it out, took some photos. I'll show you some of the exclusives that they have here. We can chat about this for a little bit, and then we'll dive into the main topic. But so check it out. We got some New Orleans exclusives, and I have a gripe or a bone to pick, rather, with this exclusive stuff. And this isn't the first time we've heard this conversation here.
It's not foily enough for you?
No. So here's some of the exclusives. This right here on the left. That's what is that? John Jiang, right? Is that him?
I don't know. I've heard the name a few times.
I think
I know he
so.
does some pretty good artwork. I'm blowing up right now. Take a look here. You're talking
Yeah,
about
this
the Spider-Verse wood? Edge Spider-Verse?
this Spider Boy. Yeah. Edge of Spider Verse 3. I
Okay.
think is the number on that. But that I saw. They're saying that it's a New Orleans fan exclusive. I've seen this elsewhere. I've also seen that Daredevil one too. I mean, these are pretty cool covers. I didn't buy any of them. Didn't really have the urge to. As far as exclusives go this year, they're kind of nothing was really that great in my opinion. But I've seen this, and there's another thing on here we'll get to in a second. Here's some more. Little Peach Momoko action. Of course, the Do You Poo RoboCop. This one's pretty cool. This kind of almost like a Frank Miller Dark Knight homage, but Batman's perched on this wire here. I don't know, but that gold, that lightning in the background is like a gold foil. That one's all of them. That's the coolest one that I saw. So you got those.
And they priced it accordingly. Look at that! Holy cow, $30.
Mm-hmm.
But what even is the book?
I think actually they didn't even. Oh, hold on. Oh, I don't have it. I don't have the photo. I have the photo that says it. I didn't even look that far into it honestly because I didn't want any of them. Then you got these were tempting because they were Back to the Future. These things are starting to get a little more popular. These little, what are they called? Handmade by robots. These little vinyl. They look like they're knitted, but they're not. They're vinyl figures.
Okay.
And so my friend Ashley loves Ghostface, and so she has one of the ones on the right, but in green. So I text her and I'm like, "Hey, do you want me to get this for you? It's a Fan Expo exclusive." And she's like, "How much is it?" I'm like, "It's $20. And I'm like, "So you want it?" She's like, "Well, I'm looking at, I don't know what site she was on." She's like, "I'm looking at this other site and it's like $13. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What is going on here with these exclusives?" I don't know, just kind of infuriating.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what will it take from us? Like, Rev, what do we have to do to let these people know, like, look, stop calling it exclusives. Like, we're done. We're not buying into your bullshit.
Well, I guess real quick, I'm efforting. I'm going to go ahead and say, what does exclusive mean? Listen, I know it sounds stupid. Let's see, exclusive. Let's go ahead and take a look here in real time. Definition. Restricted or limited to the person, group, or area concerned. So, okay. Well, there we go. Restricted or limited to the person, group, or area concerned. So I guess if it was a New Orleans Fan Expo exclusive, they can only be sold here. And that's what you're trying to get at. That's the point you're trying to make. I understand that. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, let me ask you a question. Go back to the picture of the books real quick.
Which first set?
Yeah, the little Batman book and things like that. I mean, let me. So, what are we doing with these? I mean, what Spider-Man is that? Is there anything poignant going on? And the Do You Poo? I mean, whatever. I mean, if you like it, you like it. But the Batman, you said it first. It's like a Frank Miller nod again. But I mean, what book is it? Does it hold significance, or is it just? Couldn't I just buy a print of that if I thought that was cool for less than $30? Like, what's going on? What's the significance? Or are we just having rehashed comic books that are exclusives?
Yeah. Well, that's the part of the hobby that is, it's a subgenre, if you will. It's just becoming more and more niche. And that's just one of them. It's just these offshoot, stuff, Do You Poos and all that stuff, exclusive limited print counts that you really can't verify right now.
It's kind of jumped the shark. It's kind of jumped the shark then. I mean, at this point now, I mean, get it if you like it, but I mean, I don't understand. And listen, make your money, I guess, but I don't understand the reason for them, to be honest. Like, you would want to go to this Comic-Con to get this book, but I mean, if you can get it anywhere, why do you care?
Yeah. I don't think people are going there for this. This is not selling tickets. It's something that's there like, hey, while you're here, if you want to pick this up, maybe you can flip some and maybe pay for the ticket or pay for the parking or the overpriced drinks or whatever it is. So that's all. No, this is not selling Comic-Con tickets. But again, it's just a super subgenre of collecting and of course, buy it if you like it. Flip it if you can to pay for other stuff. But yeah, the whole exclusive thing I think really needs to be put in check by these vendors, man. I just I don't get it. I don't agree with it. Like, I feel like I guess what pisses me off about it is like it's a disrespect to the fans, right? I mean, don't y'all feel disrespected? I feel like you're like pissing on my head and telling me it's raining kind of deal. Like I got a phone, I got the internet in my hand. You're saying I can only buy this here. You're overpricing it, and then you're expecting me not to look it up. Like it's just an insult to my intelligence and to my, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I wish they would fucking do something about it.
Do you feel like when you're at a con or a shop or something like that, it's almost like it's a faux pas to actually pull out your phone and like price check things?
No.
Do you know?
Do I think it's like a faux pas, like to a con or to a store?
So you're talking about these right here. Okay, let's just say Do You Poo, because I don't know what Batman or Spider-Man that actually is. So that's the Do You Poo thing. I would look up online right now, Do You Poo RoboCop, and come up with a price. I mean, if it's like less than $15, or let's say if you're looking at eBay, if it's like $10 with $4 in shipping, well, yeah, I'm going to get it like that. I mean, I'll save whatever pennies I can, because like that's not a local artist. If there was like if Fan Expos should be like almost like local artists, you know, like if this is exclusive to this, these are your artists, these are your people who identify with New Orleans, or have something to say about it. Or hear me out, like when tours and bands come through, they have like posters that are like the town exclusives, you know, like if you did something like that, I mean, like if Batman was like hanging off the Superdome, or is getting run over by a 4-wheeler downtown because the cops won't do anything about it, that'd be cool. Right. I get that, you know, if Spider-Man was on the top of a float, or if RoboCop was being ripped off, by some thugs.
I do think at one time, even if you take like the geography out of the exclusivity of it, like at one time, I feel like there was actually comics, like for instance, like that Century, Jay Lee, that Century variant, right? That really cool. But like that was like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that, you know, did well. There's a lot of con exclusives that used to do well. Yeah. And they were actually localized to just that con, but now that seems to just not be the case for a lot of these, at least for these Fan Expo ones. So I don't know. Don't know. It's stupid. I don't like it. I'm sure not many other people do, but you know, now the venue itself is great, like as far as the space and the amount of things that are there. I mean, it's beautiful. This is only when you walk in the front door you get bombarded with the exclusives. But then once you get in, I mean, there's tons of great artists there and people writing their own comic books, and I've brought some amazing art prints. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool.
I think that like when you go to these things, it's like you're trying to find things you can't normally find. It's like you know, the traveling circus. You want to go see something you can't normally see. You know, so I mean, I get the idea they have these, but I mean, you know what, these exclusive kind of like separate the people who do the exclusives and put them in a different pile by themselves. You know, I mean, I don't know who they're selling to, because if you have that Do You Poo for $15, what are you flipping it for? 30? You know, like who's buying it? Who's buying it, you know?
Yeah. I guess another thing too is like you have to realize we've lived next to a big city for most of our lives. And there's a lot of people in other places of the United States that aren't even close to getting to a con unless you're buying a plane ticket. And at that point you've paid for already, you know, 30 Do You Poo RoboCop books, you know, so it's like that's kind of like, and who knows, maybe they are a niche collector and they do like other variants like that, but they're not going to fly down here to get them, so they're going to pay a low premium. You know, so I guess
ad nauseum, collect what you want, blah blah blah. You know, I get it. So what? Okay, so you got past these people, and then you got to the local people where you got some pretty cool art prints and things like that. And then what? Take me through. I've been there. I was there last year, so I'm walking with you in spirit right now. Let's go. What you got?
Well, we're gonna do so you walk in, and then I mean it's just a complete. One of the biggest things that you see when you first walk in there is the Gundam area, which is Gundam is like this. Are you all familiar with Gundam? Because I'm not.
It's like Robotech, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's essentially like that's pretty much what it is. I know nothing else about that other than like you kind of just build it.
Well, you're not
yourself.
a fan. That's why.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Gundam, but my buddy is, and it's a pretty. So if you're a Gundam person, it's massive, and it's like really, really, really cool. It's probably one of the biggest exhibits that they have in the entire thing, and that hits you right in the face when you walk in. And then
like
after
a big robot? Is like a big robot going on or something, or what? That'd be cool.
No, it's like a trailer, and then like you have people. They have all these picnic tables that are out, and people are just kind of like with their pieces, and they're kind of like assembling their bots and things like that.
What? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check that
it's
out. I'll take a
interesting.
look. I'll see what's going on.
Yeah, but these things are getting bigger and bigger each year here. This year, there's more big names than ever. So over here, we've got, obviously, you can see Elijah Wood. All of the Lord of the Ring hobbits were going to reunite on stage for the first time. And then just today, Sean Astin canceled.
Oh, you son of a bitch. God, I thought Goonies never say die.
Right?
Why did he pull out? What, was he busy? Oh my God.
No. He wasn't feeling well, he said.
No, he.
Yeah, I know. He was here last year too.
The curse of New Orleans, man.
He was here last year. But check this out. Look at it. I mean, this is like, so you got Elijah Wood. He's still in it. Yeah. Charlie Cox, Daredevil. Linda Hamilton. John Bernthal. Katie Sackhoff. Juliette Lewis. Rose McGowan. Dominic Monaghan. Billy Boyd. Bruce Campbell. Danny Trejo. I can't pronounce that first name. Martin Green, Star Trek. Vincent D'Onofrio, dude. I mean,
yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio is a good one there. You know, Cousin Eddie's coming apparently.
Cousin Eddie, Jason Lee. This girl here we hung out with on Frenchman. She was doing a movie down here with Chris, and he was working on it. And we were actually on Frenchman, hanging out with her. And Robert
is that when you were playing piano?
Yeah, that a little bit. And that was funny. I'm curious if I'm sure she does not remember me. I saw Robert Patrick today, the T1000, and he was sitting right next to Edward Furlong. That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Like this is a pretty big lineup here that they got. So if you are in the New Orleans area, you should definitely check it out for sure.
If you're a fan. What was the ticket price? Do you know?
I don't. Let's see.
Oh, because you got in all like special because you're somebody.
I'm nobody. I just made them think I was somebody.
I was talking to Jono the other day when we were picking up our books on Wednesday, and I said somebody should dress like Macaulay Culkin's character in Good Son and approach approach Elijah Woods.
So VIP packages are sold. That would be funny. VIP packages are sold out. Let's see, adults. So tomorrow, if you want to go, it's $60. Sunday, it's $50.
$60.
Today was $38. Yeah.
Oh, I will get some freaking. I kind of $60 before I get in the door.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What do I get when I get? They should be giving me those exclusives then for $60. You know?
Yeah.
God, I have to sneak in a bunch of liquor then. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be walking all funny trying to sneak liquor in.
Yeah. No, we're not gonna cosplay as him. I'm not gonna cosplay. I'm gonna
cosplay as you. I'm gonna cosplay as you. I'll be you and you can be me. Yeah.
I do want to interview some cosplayers though, so I'm gonna do some YouTube coverage. I'm gonna do a YouTube video. I might break it up into segments. I might do one video of hunting of the comics that I buy when I'm there. I might do another video of interviewing comic sellers and vendors while I'm there. Maybe artists and writers if they'll have me. And then
they'll have you.
They'll have me. And then also. I do want to interview some cosplayers just to I don't know. I think it would be funny. Ask them some comic questions. You know, how big of a fan are you? I see you're dressed up as Spider-Man. What is Spider-Man's first appearance in comics?
Okay, now you're onto something because this could leads us into the subject of tonight. How big of a fan are you?
Yeah. So, yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, you approach the Spider-Man and ask them what their favorite. Okay, hold on. Let's stop because it sucks because you're almost new to yourself at any twist and turn that you want to, because you can say, how big of a fan are you? And then they say I like Spider-Man. Okay, what's your favorite comic? And they go I don't read them. And then you go you can't make fun of them still.
Right. I'm sorry. You know what? I think we did jump the gun just a little bit too early. Hold on.
Back it up.
Because look, I mean, we're not even going over the comic creators. Ryan Otley is going to be there.
Nice.
Stephen Platt, I saw him today. Brian Azzarello.
Oh.
Tom Grummett.
Okay.
Michael Golden, Tony Harris, Tim Jacobus. is this guy. I talked to him today, and he said he would do an interview. And he did all the artwork for R.L. Stine's Goosebump novels, and he also did the book. That's pretty cool. I got the first 2 issues of it. R.L. Stine's new comic series. That was pretty good. I just never went past issue 2. But it's kind of like Reanimator, but it's more friendly, not as grotesque. So he did the artwork on that. Who else is there? John Delaney, Gigi Dutro.
Okay, yeah. There's Claudia a local.
Gray. Yeah, local artist. Claudia Gray. She's writing all the a lot of these Star Wars High Republic stuff right now. Gavin Guidry. Dan Slott was supposed to be there. I guess I don't know if he copped out or not. I don't know what happened, but he's.
Oh, so Dan Slott isn't going to be there. Oh, he copped out. He copped out because I knew I was coming after him for Bailey Briggs. I was going to talk to him about Bailey Briggs.
Dude, go ahead.
There's a guy I follow on Instagram, and he's a great guy. Hell Destroyer Comics, Sean Peck, and anyway, but he always talks about Spider-Boy, but I don't know if he's being serious or not. I just can't tell if he likes Spider-Boy or doesn't like Spider-Boy. Right. And I'm with Spider-Boy because we do talk comics. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, I feel like Spider-Boy's already starting to play his string out. Like he's starting to like every book that I read, he's getting the shit kicked out of him. And like, I feel like Spider-Boy's starting to disappear already. Yeah,
for sure.
So I would have some questions for old Dan Slott,
Yeah. Ryan Kincaid, I was like, you know what? I was like, I have one question for him if I did an interview with him. Are you related to Thomas Kincaid? And then just have him answer that and then just walk away. Do you know who that is, Thomas Kincaid?
I heard the name, I suppose. Who is that?
He basically does let me see if I can find this real quick. He did all of these oil paintings in the 90s.
Okay.
But they were really good. Like he was very famous back then. He does a lot of they'll use his art for a lot of puzzles. Okay, so watch, you'll probably.
It's gonna be like that rainbow. He does like that rainbowy kind of art, doesn't he? It's like super bright colors and things like that.
Kind of like, can you see this stuff?
No, no one can see that. You've got the hidden. Nope. Blow it up in the share screen. I've been watching you. I've been watching you look at it, but no one else can.
There you go. So this is Thomas Kincaid. So I just want to go to Ryan Kincaid and be like, hey, you related to him? And then he'd be like, oh, actually, it's my cousin. Okay, cool, thanks. Just curious. And
just walk away.
Just walk away.
The thing is, like I said, like so we have to be very careful, like not to make fun of people, because this is like some people like take this very seriously, and so like I think that the first time I ever went to a con, I kind of I was very, very nervous, because like people are like dressed up and things like that, and like. It's so like out of my element to see like people walking around as Star Wars people and things like that. But these are like big deals. Like these are like when we go to Mardi Gras and things like that, we go to parades, we get dressed up. But some people like wait year round for this to pull these outfits out today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That's some dedication. Those are fans,
Yeah, there's a girl on Instagram. Let me see if I can get her name, and I'll put it out there. But she's an engineer. I think her Instagram handle is Emily the Engineer. Yeah, It is Emily.the-engineer. Okay, so this girl is super smart, and she's one of those like she has all of the equipment because she's an engineer. She can 3D print anything. And she built her own mechanical working Iron Man suit. And so she's one of those, like, she'll work all year on building something and then just like show up and just blow everybody's brains out with her monstrosity of an outfit.
But not really.
And then you've got the one guy in just like, the cardboard shoeboxes painted to look like Iron Man. And then she comes in with her thing. Southern Comic Geek is in the house. He said Dan Slott bounced because of scheduling conflicts early on. That's a bummer, man. Because most of the comic creators aren't on the the list of you can't interview them. Like most of them, if you give them a further enough notice, you can get an interview with them. And I would have liked to, how you said, ask him some Bailey Briggs questions. But that's the only comic he's ever bought.
What does that mean? You keep saying that. Does he like? But he drew the comic. He then go to the comic book shop and then buy it himself? What is that? Is it just proving he thinks it's valid?
He created. I mean, he created Spider Boy, and then Spider Lad, yeah. And then he bought a copy, a 9.8 copy of his first appearance, I think. And then he even signed it himself, got it graded himself.
Weird.
And then yeah, it is kind of it. But I think he was doing that to kind of like show people like this is how much faith I have in this character. Because when he came out, you know, everybody's like, oh, one and done. You're just gonna like, you know, forget him in, you know, a few weeks or a month or whatever. But and that was like, oh, I believe in this guy.
He's like, I'm going to buy this one book at 9.8, so you guys go buy 100 books and then grade them. And I see you working, Mr. Slot. Again, I can't hate the hustle, man. I really don't want to hate the hustle. You know, like but anyway, go on.
Yeah, no. So that's it. But yeah, those are the artists and creators. All 4 Ninja Turtle voices are going to be there from the animated series from when I was a kid. That's really cool. You know, that would have been really neat to get like a TMNT Adventures #1 signed by them, because one of those guys that does, I think, the voice of Michelangelo also does the voice of Bebop and Rocksteady in that series as well. And the TMNT Adventures #1 is the first appearance of Bebop and Rocksteady. So
do you get pictures? Cool. Do you get pictures with those guys? I mean, like, why would you get pictures with the people with the voices?
Why would you get pictures with them?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so like, here's my conundrum, because like at the same time, everybody out there knows I'm a big Transformers fan, and Peter Cullum's going to be there, but I don't. Here's where we talk about the fandom a little bit again, and I'm not saying I'm better or worse, but I don't need to take a picture with Peter Cullum. You know, like I don't know, like what. Hey, I'm taking a picture of the guy who does somebody's voice. I know you're a big fan of Kevin, whatever, with the Batman before he passed away, and I don't know. I don't know why you would take pictures of people for their voices. Again, it's just me. You know, like, what do you think?
So that gets right into our topic of, you know, what is a fan, right? Why do we do what we do? It's all about, in my opinion, it's all about escapism, right? Isn't all this stuff about escapism?
Sure.
To take your mind off the reality and maybe put yourself in somebody else's perspective or shoes that you're never, ever going to be in ever. So I think that's what it comes down to. But the question is, like, you know, how far do you go? You don't need to take a photo with somebody. No. I guess for me, it really depends on the person, you know, and how big of a staple point they are in my life. So for instance, if it was Michael J. Fox, or Christopher Lloyd, anything that's to do with like Back to the Future, maybe Robert Englund, horror movies, like, you know, stuff like that. Certain people I would have to, just because their franchise or IP is occupies so much of a mental real estate of mine and so much admiration that I would have to document this. And then also you have to think too, like, I don't know, maybe like whenever you're old and senile, like your kids can look at it and be like, oh, look, there's my dad when he meant so-and-so, because they're not always going to be around for forever. So there's a little bit of that involved in it as well. That's why I would do it.
I respect that. I respect the theory behind that. I mean, like I just, there might be like that weird like chemical in me that makes me like want to do that. I don't know. I mean, like, so real quick side story here. So obviously we all know I used to play music a long time ago. I was very lucky one time to go to a studio in Colorado, Fort Collins, a place called the Blasting Room, and the Blasting Room is owned by Bill Stevenson, who is the drummer for Descendants, Black Flag, a whole bunch of other bands. And I was able to go in this back room, and he had his old reel-to-reels. He had a wall of reel-to-reels, and I was able to hold. If you guys are Black Flag bands, he had the original reel-to-reel of this My War album. You know, so like I was able to hold that, and I took a picture of that, because I realized that this is the entirety of My War. You know, Black Flag's My War. This is what when they recorded, this is what they then took and then put it to the record press and said, like, make this album. And then it became the fucking album My War. You know, like I held that. That meant something to me. I took a picture of that. So maybe that is my fandom.
Sure.
But so I can understand that. And I guess it matriculates down to all the levels that people will collect or think these things. So I respect everybody's fandom. I like to know about it. I just want to understand. You say Marty McFly and things like that, but would it also extend to his very first girlfriend in the first movie? If you saw her out in public, would you want to be like, I want to take a picture with you?
No.
Nope. Okay. So not all things.
Yes, yeah, of course, because she's a very small piece of just a way bigger thing that I'm a huge fan of. But yeah, and so in that sense, like as well as like so if you, and it's just cool to kind of like dissect this, right? Because it's kind of what we do. It's kind of what all this is about, right? Being a fan.
Yeah.
And I always thought too how interesting it was for like kids. So if you go and you look at like school and like even in movies and how they portray like young kids and their social interactions, if you got the jock group and they're like fucking, beating each other's ass and giving each other, tackling each other and screwing with each other's girlfriends, right? And on how they can one up each other. I'm just saying, like, like teen jocks, right? Just doing stupid shit. And then you go over to that same school, right? And you look at the nerds. What are they doing to try to one up each other? How are they trying to say in their social construct, right? You have kids. There's always going to be that kind of search for like, am I better than you in this? Like we're all into this one thing, but who's the best at it, right? Where do you rank? And it's always a competition within social constructs, whether you're a jock or a nerd. And the nerds, what do? They fight over nerd knowledge. That's what they do. If you look at Monster Squad and the whole thing is about test of like, how much do you really know about monsters and the universe and Dracula and his origin and all that stuff, right?
You said nerd knowledge.
Yeah. So like, but you even made a comment to me in one podcast a while ago before you got back into collecting comics. And you said, you went back into you went to a comic store and you said you went in there and you were thinking in your head, how did you put it? You were like, because of all the comics you read when you were younger, you thought you could walk in there and school. This is literally what you said. I could walk in there and you're like, I could probably school all these guys on Spider-Man because I read all of them. I had all of, I was reading all the issues, and then you walked in there, and after not collecting for 15 years, you realize how out of the loop you were, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's that mindset. That's what I'm talking about. Like, why is there a need to be like, I'm a bigger fan than I know, like, I know more than you, or it's just a weird thing that we all kind of do.
So is collecting like just like, and we've talked about this before as well, but is collecting just for you? I mean, like I know that and I fumbled the football in a weird way. Like so like I have my collection right here. To the right of me, okay, but like you have a carefully curated collection behind you and things like that. I mean, but you don't do it because you hope somebody's going to like come over one day and be like, oh my god, look at the paper cave, it's amazing, right? You know, like I literally had Jono come here last week and hang out, and he came into this room, and I just felt like some like weird like sweaty cheese ball like in a corner. He's like looking at my books, and I had nothing shiny to show him. It was just like boxes of books, you know. And then we went and played Ninja Turtles outside, and that was cool.
Together, like
pretending? Like Rock'em Sock'ems, you know, like no. We had the PS5 game we played for a little while.
Oh, nice.
And cool. It was cool. But yeah, I guess like the thing with collecting is like, so these people who go to Comic Cons like get dressed up like we said because they want to like show it off, but it's for like acknowledgement that you're such a big fan. That's why your Iron Man looks real and doesn't look like a bunch of painted paper plates that you tape to yourself. You know, like what? But then, can you actually say the person with paper plates is not a fan? Like, or they're not as much of a fan? Like,
no, of course not, because they have the balls to go out there in a lesser outfit and express their fandom, right? Their love for that character. Even if it means looking more ridiculous or looking like not as good as somebody else that's expressing their fandom in a different way. So there is no such thing as a bigger fan or a real fan. I mean, you could, if you want to dissect it, maybe you could equate it to like, okay, the bigger fan is the person who has or would invest the most time of their life into a property or IP, right? So if you're somebody and you spend, let's say you love Spider-Man, right? You spend all your waking hours reading Spider-Man, hunting Spider-Man comics, drawing Spider-Man, watching Spider-Man movies. You have no life, right? And you're just obsessed with Spider-Man. Is that person a bigger fan than the kid who watches Spider-Man on Saturday morning cartoons but won't miss it for anything in the world, but he's got to be there every Saturday. Is he a bigger fan? In a sense, yeah, because the guy's dedicating more of his life to that character, to that IP, right? So I guess you can equate it, but it's not necessarily that one fan is better than the other, right?
I think they should fight. I think that there should be tiers of fighting, like bum fights. We should get people who think they're fans, and then like see in the different tiers, and let them fight it out. You know?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know who I would have to fight. Who would I fight somebody over? What Saga? I don't know. Like only way I could win is if I could actually produce breast milk and like feed a baby. That would be like, like you're a bigger fan. I don't know. So I mean, like again, the reason I go to the Comic Cons and I walk around, I feel nervous. I feel nervous because I don't know what to think. I'm torn in all these different directions. I'm sure. There's people who are like really into it, and I feel like an imposter. But then I see people who kind of go like, I know more, but I'm never going to say anything because I still feel like possibly an imposter. I don't know. It's
yeah. Well, let me ask you this. We'll turn this into a psychological sit down.
Let's go. Let me get my couch.
Why do you feel like an imposter?
Okay. So like, I think with all things that you don't understand, you kind of shy away from them. You get like nervous about it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have I mean, here I am talking to the internet world, but I don't have like a super outgoing, boisterous personality where like I'm out in public, I'm going like, haha, look at me. You know, I kind of like the idea of being like tucked away or being able to find a corner or the back door whenever I want. But I feel like when you go to these things, you're being exposed. It's like you're there. You're now part of these people. You're part of this event. You're doing your thing. When I go to like a concert or like a game or something like that, I'm like, we're all looking at this one spectacle. But when you're at an exposition like a Comic-Con or the Fan Expo, you in fact are the exposition. You are the main event. I
don't think so. I don't think you're the main event. Like when I go to a Comic-Con or when any of us, like tomorrow we're going, right? We're going to be a group of us are going. There's no way, shape or form that we are the event. Nobody's like looking at us as the event. Like it's there to, I think it's just there. It's just a commonality that people like, even though everybody is into their own separate things, everybody's there with the commonality of, hey, look, we like all this art. It's all really art is when you break it down to the most simplest form. It's art, but like it's the art that for so long was belittled and like put down, like, it was unpopular. The comic stuff, it was all nerd stuff. Nerdom really just got really popular in the past. Well, since the MCU started getting really popular. So it's like for now it's just being celebrated and you can go down and celebrate whichever avenue that you want. But I don't see in any way how it's about the person that's showing up.
No, and maybe I'm saying it wrong, and I'm getting clowned by Jono here, and he's right. I get it. I'm saying is like when you're going to the con, it's an all inclusive thing. Like everybody is like everything is everything. I mean, we're walking there like you're dressed up, and I'm not saying I'm specifically anybody cares about me. I'm not, but everybody's a part of it. It's not we're going there just to look at something. We're going there. It's an immersion thing. People who are getting dressed up and walking around as like, Star Wars people, or, I mean, we're going to see something crazy tomorrow. I'm sure. I'm kind of like, oh, wow. I didn't know that was like a thing, but I'm saying is it's like you are immersed in it. It's like a aquarium of like humanity, or terrarium, excuse me, we'd all drown, of humanity where like, everything is something to be looked at, to behold, like, you know what I mean? And I'm walking, I have some books, I'm sure, because I have to justify a $60 fucking ticket. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But
you got to make your money back in the dollar bins or something, dude.
But I mean, like, anyway, so like, but I think that's it. I think that like when you walk to these places, I'm a Saints fan. Let's back it out here. Let me try and explain this a little bit better. I go to the game. We're all going to watch the Saints play. All right.
Right.
Now, we all have a common, like you said, a commonality. We're looking at something and we're cheering for it. We're not like then walking around looking at each other. When we go to a fan expo, again, I'm not using me as an example, but I'm saying is like everybody's walking around looking at everything. It's not just you go there to look at vendors and movie stars and hear people talk. You're looking at the people around you. You're kind of like,
that's true.
That's what I kind of meant. I mean, like, listen, I'm not so vain to think if you were looking at me. Christ, I wouldn't look.
I think more so you're looking at the people around you, like for the ones that are in cosplay. Really, those are the ones I think that are demanding probably the most attention. And Man, I tell you, if you never watched Kasim G on YouTube, the dude's hilarious, and he does some great cosplay interviews because he did a series where he went to San Diego Comic-Con every year, and he is kind of like low key clowning on all these people, but it's all in good fun because he's just as big of a nerd as they are, and it's all about just like, look, we're just doing this for laughs, like be cool, like it's fine. I'm not. I'm as much into this stuff as you are. But the way he does interviews is hilarious. I'm loyal to good stories and the creators, not corporate IPs. Yeah. Fair. Absolutely. Yeah. It depends on how big the IPs are. Like if you have something like, Spider-Man, who has been created by multiple creators for, almost 50 years or so now. Then yeah, you can't be loyal to. There's not everything Spider-Man is great, So,
no.
But yeah, but like smaller stuff like that, you could still have that loyalty to maybe the character or the world. Like for instance, like Harry Potter. That I love that world. That Crystal's the bigger fan. I'll tell you right now, Crystal's a bigger fan when it comes to Harry Potter. But anything that involves, Hogwarts or that tone and the music and all that. I mean, I love all that stuff. It's just really cool.
Can you like Harry Potter but still hate what's her face, the writer?
Oh yeah. Now I almost said J.J.R. Tolkien, but close.
Oh God, her. I can't believe I can't remember her name all of a sudden. But I asked somebody that the other day who's a huge fan of the book series, but they don't like her because I guess of like political stands that she's taken and things like that. And I was wondering if you can still like the the actual stuff that you read before, not the writer. That's I mean,
sure. J.K. Rowling. Yeah.
Thank you. Very good. Very good. Thank you.
That was Silva.
But so like anyway, so you're gonna go there tomorrow and you're gonna see these people. So you're excited to see what's going on tomorrow that you're like, holy hell.
I just want to like talk to people, man. I just want to like talk and like, because like today I was kind of getting my bearings and like, I would approach some certain artists and comic writers. And there's a lot of booths there of people like, hey, I just wrote my first comic. There's one of a local guy who's a DJ who did his first comic. And I promise you the art that's in this comic is unlike any other comic art that you've ever, that's on the shelf right now. It's just really crazy. It's very weird, horror-esque. So I talked to him. I was like, hey, maybe I'll do an interview with him. So I really just look forward to talking to people and shooting the shit. And I think I'm going to bring Cover Lover and have some people play Cover Lover. I think that'd be cool. Have like, so, and Crystal had a great idea. So I was going to have like comic vendors and stuff like play Cover Lover, like our buddies Kiss Comics. There's two of them that I know of that group. And I was going to have them play against each other, which is an interesting way you can do it in person, because you can have one person standing over the same book and see at what square they guess the cover. And then their buddy could do the same book and see at what square they guess the cover. And you can find out who guessed the cover the quickest between the two of them. But Crystal was like, it'd be funny if you go to some of the artists and you actually slip their book into it and see if they guess their own book, like at the second or third book. So I might do that. I might bring some Stephen Platt books.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Ryan Otley. Do I have any Ryan Otley? I don't think I have. You got some Ryan Otley.
You don't have any Ryan Otley?
I don't have any early Invincible. No, I don't have it. No.
Oh, well, I don't have any early Invincible, but I do have some.
What else? Do I have any ASM Ryan Otley? I might have some ASM Ryan Otley. I don't know. I got to check.
Yeah, I'll see here.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be fun.
I think it's gonna be cool to bring that out. Like I did try and get at the last minute, I was almost able to get a big over the shoulder camera. I was trying, man.
Dude.
But I wasn't able to procure that. But I think that the thing I'm looking forward to tomorrow is going around and like I said, I don't like big books. I don't have any big books, so I'm interested to kind of see if I can fill in some cool things and some covers that I've been looking for, but nothing big, obviously.
Yeah. And as you guys probably know, a con is not the place to get a deal. Typically, it's the books are. You really got to spend a lot of time like searching in the dollar bins and back issue bins, or go on the last day. I found out from Albert today. He was like, if you go on the very last day with cash, he's like, and certain vendors, if they don't do well, they'll cut you some deals. It depends on how well they did. over the weekend. But that's a good way to get deals. But for the most part, everything's superly high price, like really, really high. But I tell you what I realized today, looking through all these books, I've really honed in on what my collection, on what the core of my personal collection is. And it is 100% layered, but I'm talking about this stuff that's not going anywhere unless it has to, is 100% horror and pre-code horror and high grade Bronze Age horror comics. Like, because I stumbled upon this one seller and I was going through his box and he had a short box of pre-code horror books. And dude, as I was flipping through those older books, I mean, there was so much joy in my hands. Like, I was just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. There's nothing that gives me a feeling like holding those books. So that is 100% I'm learning, is like, it's making my hunt a lot easier. So it's just nice to kind of hone in on like, what do you really, really want in your collection that you know is not going to go anywhere. So that was cool.
Yeah, no, I hear you 100%. And like I said, the stuff, old stuff like that, like I said, we talk about the smell. I mean, yeah, you get this book and you're like, this smells so good. I can't wait to get home and take a look and read it and turn the pages and check out these really creepy stories. I'm sure they are, you know?
Yeah. There's a really good Wally Wood one. Actually, this book right here. This one right here. This one right here has a really cool story in it, and like the cover of it, you can see it's like these ugly aliens getting blasted by this like American looking helicopter, like, you know, like we're killing the invaders. And so basically in this book, it starts off with these this human species that's leaving their planet because a giant war is breaking out and they're trying to just flee and find another habitable planet, right? Typical story, sci-fi story. So they find
not a typical story, but yeah.
So they find another habitable planet, and then they end up getting into the Earth's atmosphere, and all of a sudden their ship starts getting under fire, and it turns out the planet that they found was Earth, and we blew them. We killed them. You know, and it turns out the aliens were humans just like us, looking for a safe place, but we just blew them up before we even asked any questions. So like, yeah, it's
America.
Right.
Or humans, excuse me, the whole world. You're out of here, aliens. Look, so real quick, and Not Near Mint made a great. This is actually something very well said. Much like Transmetropolitan, I love the comic, but I won't go out of my way to promote it because of the problematic creator. Yes. What's his name? Ellis, isn't it? Hold on a second. Warren Ellis. Yeah, Warren Ellis has like some sexual coercion allegations against him and things like that. So I get it, kind of like jumping around. Like it's weird when you really like something, but you find out the people that created it might suck. You know, like So we played a show, speaking of Black Flag, a long time ago. I used to be a big Henry Rollins fan, and then actually played a show with Henry Rollins, and like he wasn't that cool. And I think that like that day, I don't know if I ever listened to like a full Rollins album again. That was like 20 years ago, you know. But so sometimes, like I said, I think the Comic Cons and the comic creators and the artists and the actors and things like that, I think that sometimes I shy away from meeting them or getting by them, is because like I do have a certain idea of how things are with them or what they've done, and if I meet them and it breaks that, then I'll no longer enjoy what I've really liked a lot. You know, I mean, I kind of skirt the line with Frank Miller. I don't think that Frank Miller might be the best human being ever. I don't know him personally, but I've heard enough stories that kind of give me some kind of pause. Yeah, you know. So I mean, but that's I guess it's another thing at these Comic Cons. I wonder what these people think when they like, let's say Katie Sackhoff. You know, I've seen her on Instagram, and she seems like a pretty personable actress. It seems like a pretty personable person. But I mean, what do people who are fans expect to see or meet or do or feel when they go see these celebrities? What is the dopamine rush, the euphoria you get from meeting people who just act like people that you like?
It's just I don't know. I used to get way more starstruck than what I have lately. I think that's just because I've, you know, when I first saw like my first famous person, I can't think of like who it was, and locally it probably was like John Goodman or something like that. Like, oh my God, there's that person that was in that thing. You know, it's like a weird feeling that you get. Now that's completely like today I was walking the floor, right, and I see this guy and he's holding up a phone and he's doing some sort of Instagram pitch and he's got some girl with him. He's like, we're gonna be signing stuff all weekend. We're gonna be out here. And I'm like, well, who's this dude? Mm. And I turn around and it's Bam Margera.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so what's funny is I remember the first time I met him. I'm sorry, not met him. Saw him. It was in an elevator in a fancy hotel right off of Bourbon Street. It was like 20 years ago. And I go into this elevator and he comes in there and we rode the elevator up together and just, I don't even know if there was a word spoken, but I remember at that point I was still like, oh shit, that's that person. Oh wow, that's really
what
cool.
would you say? That's the thing I'm getting at. Like I said, this is actually kind of like fun. I mean, like, because like this is something I've always thought about. It's like, what would you say to him? What should you say to him?
I have nothing to say to him.
I don't know you, man. Listen, I recognize you're the guy on TV, but what do? Do you look at him and say, "Hey, you're that guy on TV"? He knows he's that guy on TV.
Sure,
I'm not saying but I mean,
yeah.
I'm a big fan. Like, what does it? Maybe. What does it mean? Well, guess what? Now it's not like fairy dust. Now, like you're a big fan, so now he's gonna do harder. He's gonna work harder at his craft. You know,
he's gonna fall harder. He's gonna die harder.
He's gonna cut the roof off his Lamborghini more. You know, like
But he was doing pretty bad for a while. I think he was like really in he was like in a really bad place for a while. I don't know how he is now, but
I wish him well. I wish everybody well. Enjoy, but I mean, I don't know why we would starstruck people. The way I look at it, John, is like we have a mutual friend who is a big sports star, and there was a local quarterback, Drew Brees, who he really wanted to meet. And I had the opportunity to take him to a practice to meet Drew Brees, and he met Drew Brees, and he was like shaking. He was like shaking because he was so happy to meet Drew Brees.
Wait. I think you said something. I think I know what you mean, but I don't think everybody else does. You said we have a mutual friend who's a big sports fan.
Yes, we have.
You said sports star.
Sports star. Oh, sorry. Well,
I'm like, who do I know that's a big sports star
in my life? Sorry.
Right.
No. We have a friend who's a big sports fan. Excuse me. And he got to meet Drew Brees, and he was like shaking, and I'm like, he got a signature and everything. I'm like, what's the big deal, man? This guy doesn't do his job more than you and I do. Is it just because he makes more money? Is that like? And this is what I was talking to John about the other day. Hold on one second. Hey. My kid just got home. Is it because they make more money and we feel like we want to hang out with people who make more money? I don't know. I'm just trying to think it through. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just trying to understand what the connection is to people who act in movies. And we feel like they're going to take us with them one day. They're gonna be like, this guy's cool, and now I want to hang out with you. Like
maybe it's like a primitive fear, right? Something we don't even really know subconsciously, right? So every human's greatest fear is isolation, right? We're such a social creature. We're always looking for companionship, right? Comic-Cons and going like society and acceptance, right? So when you have somebody with that much power, it's maybe subconscious to think like somebody with that much power has a bigger influence on the masses. And so like if this person doesn't like me, then multiple people will probably also not like me. I'm just talking like psychological, deep subconscious shit.
I hear you, but I mean, do these people like you? So tomorrow somebody's going to wait in line. Let's see, who is it? Let's say Peter Weller. Okay, look, perfect case in point for me. I'm a big RoboCop fan.
You get that "Do You Poo" RoboCop signed by him.
I won't.
And poo on it.
And I won't get that. And I won't stand in line to see Peter Weller. And I won't get a signature. And I'm happy he's there. Thank you for coming to New Orleans. But if I see it from afar, I'm going to be like, oh, there's Peter Weller. He looks like he looks. That's Peter Weller. I don't. But again, Dr. Plega said earlier. He said that he's like he likes to get like content creators and artists and writers. I get that. I get it.
He likes to get what does he like to get? Content creators and artists and writers to.
Yeah.
I missed that comment.
It's a little bit up there, but he mentioned that, and I get it. Maybe I'm just missing the rush to like stand in line for 2 hours to get a picture with somebody that's taking my money for them. And I'm not trying to be a dick. You guys go like enjoy your cons and take your pictures, but I don't want to stand 2 hours in line for Norman Reedus to make bunny ears behind my head. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, again, please do it if you want, but I don't.
Yeah, no, it's interesting if like we look at the thumbnail and like talk about like what makes a a fan, like how people express their fandom. So like the three that I chose was the kid who was like in front of the comic book stand, right? So he's reading all the stories, so he's investing all of his time into reading and the money into buying book after book after book, and then you got the guy in the middle who's investing his time into building the costume, or maybe investing his time into working to make enough money to pay for an expensive costume.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the guy on the way and all the way on the right who literally spent, $20,000 on a single book. So it's like, it's just interesting to see how people express their love for a certain property or an idea, really, an ideal.
It's a cop out, but the honest answer is they're all fans. They're all fans. They're all fans in their own way. They're all fans in their own way.
Of course, yeah.
Again, like I said, I mean, and maybe I suck because I go to these things and I'm nervous, but I mean, generally when I'm around big crowds of people, I get nervous anyway, So I mean, but like the first time you and I went to Comic-Con, no. I have whiskey.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's just generally, but by and large, like I said, I mean, I think that whether you spend $20,000 or you read books or things like that, I mean, if you are doing what you like, that makes you a fan, I suppose. Yeah. But I mean, the root word is fanatics, so I mean, I don't know, maybe that isn't, but I don't know, man.
But it's so weird. Like, what's up with the people out there that are so quick to call people like the whole thing, like you're not a real fan, like you're not a real fan. Like if they don't express their love for a character or whatever in the same way that you do, you're not a real fan. Like that blows my mind. People that think that way. And I'm curious, what is the goal behind a person that thinks that way and that says that when they're trying to belittle somebody else's love for something? What is their goal? My theory is that what they're trying to do is validate the time that they've put into that fan. Like if they're a huge I'm just keep on using Spider-Man because it's easy, but if they're a huge Spider-Man fan, they've invested so much of this time reading and putting their life into that, right? So if somebody else doesn't show the same love, they want to validate their own time because they've invested parts of their life into reading about that character. So that's like their own way of doing that, is by saying, oh, you're not a real fan. I'm the real fan, because I put more of my life into reading, learning, and loving this character, and you haven't. So fuck you. Now I feel better.
Yeah. So you it's like the schoolyard bully thing. So you bully them to let them, but you really want them to like you. You're making fun of them because you really want them to like appreciate you. So like you kick them around with some words for a little bit, but you really want them to turn and be like, oh hey, like you really know more than me. Teach me something. And then you spit on them,
Yep.
So let me ask you this question here. Let's do a deeper dive mentally. Can you wear a band t-shirt and not know anything about the band? Is it okay to do that? Could you wear let's just say, let's be generic here. If you were wearing a Nirvana shirt and I walked up to you and I said, hey man, cool shirt. You like that band? You're like, what's the lead singer's name? And you're like, I don't know. Is that different? Is that different? Now are you not a fan? Because you're not a fan of the band, but I mean, maybe you like the shirt. Who knows?
Yeah, sure. No, you can, when it comes to clothing, people have to realize clothing is there's different levels, right? You have because of the symbolism, you have just because it looks, you have colors, you have different reasons why people buy certain clothing. A great experience. I mean, great example. We were walking in Alabama, a little small town in Alabama. It was me and Crystal, and she had her shirt, her sweater that said LSU College of Science on it, right? And so some guy stops her, hey, so who are y'all playing today? And she's like, College of Science. Like LSU. Yeah, it does not mean I know what the hell's going on with the damn football team. You can wear, clothes is a different form of expression, but that also gets like subcategorized into like color and fit and style and things like that. It's not just like what's on it.
Yeah.
Let's read some comment.
I got you right here. Let's go right here. Not near Mint, who's been spitting some fire here, which is good, says, hate to tell everybody, but others' opinions are worthless. The meaning of life is discover what means something to you. Not what other people tell you what means something to you. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And being a YouTuber, I can tell you, people say shit a lot. And For me, it's like there's different personality types, right? So one personality type is going to get really offended and upset and like will think of themselves lower after a comment or bulliness or whatever. And then you have another personality type that literally does not care, does not phase them, almost just completely goes over their head. Mm-hmm. But then you have a C personality type, which it doesn't phase them, but they want to know why out of curiosity, just because they're curious and they just kind of want to know what makes that person tick, just because it's an interesting, it's just an interesting thing. So I think some of mine, depending on what is said and stuff like that, some of mine, it goes over my head. I don't care. Some of it, depending on how personal it is, might tick me off. But for the most part, I just want to know, like, what is the motive behind somebody saying certain things? Like, what's your motive?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Out of curiosity. That scenario happens all the time. What did Plagueis say? Over here, there's never lines. 2021, I walk right up to Kevin Eastman. Last year, there was 2 people ahead of me for what? Crazy. Where you at, Plagueis, again? You're up north, right? Pretty sure.
So real quick though, like I said, ultimately you're right. Nobody's opinions are valid. I mean, like if you go dressed like, I don't know, like a ghost, go dress like a ghost, like I think that you and I are just sitting over here just puzzling over it because it's fun to talk. I like talking to you, so we're talking about it.
It's an excuse to hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. But
that's all the show is.
I feel, I just feel that like I just puzzle behind people's motives. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I just why? What makes you the fan of this? Why are you the fan of this?
Right.
So I think that Seattle. Look at this. My man.
That's north.
Seattle. You would think there'd be more action out there, though.
Hey, and guess who was from Seattle? Nirvana.
There's a lot of great bands out from Seattle.
Look at this fan. I'm a real Nirvana fan.
Where's your shirt? If you were a fan, you'd have a shirt.
Never mind the shirt.
Oh man, but anyway, so the Comic-Con tomorrow. So who are you going to see tomorrow that you're looking forward to?
Personally, let's see. Should we go back to the list? I forgot who all was going to be there.
Roll it on back.
Let me see. Hang tight.
Somebody pops in real quick and they see Thomas Kincaid. They're like, oh wow, oh.
Let's see.
I think I keep coming back to the fact that.
Go ahead.
I still the Peter Cullen is I just want to see him out there. I don't want to talk to him, or I don't know what they're gonna do.
Dude, well, hold on. You don't want. I mean, dude, if anything, you want to talk to him. His voice is like, don't you want to hear? Like, okay, think about this. I've
heard him for years.
No, but like when you're next to him, and this is like where I'm going with this. If you're next to Peter Cullen and he speaks, energy waves they never vanish. They're always existing, right? So those Optimus Prime sound waves will always be embedded in your head.
Yeah. I mean, but you got to think about that guy. And look, he's a national treasure. What a gentleman's gem. But how many times has somebody told him to say roll out?
Dude, you should go up to him and be like, hey, can you record my voicemail?
Oh, no. But I mean, again, how many times have people told him that? I mean, I would like to get him to sign something from something else he did earlier, like Hanna-Barbera cartoon or something like that before Optimus Prime. But then again, how many people have done that?
Right.
So,
let's see. Who would I really be? I mean, Elijah Wood is. That guy was in all kinds of stuff. Whenever, I mean, he's.
Were you a Hobbit fan? I'm sorry,
no.
Lord of the Rings fan.
No, I wasn't. And then I am now. I don't even know. I am, yes, but trust me, I can tell you that there are way bigger fans than I am, and I'm engaged to one. She is obsessed with it. Actually, got her something today from the con, Lord of the Rings. It's really, really cool. But yeah, anyway, she's so I am at the lowest level of it. I really respect it and appreciate it, and I know it's like an amazing thing, and the movies are good. But I'm not completely obsessed. But Elijah Wood. So, for instance, okay, whenever, so Crystal and I, let's say we're in Fan Expo, we're both looking at Elijah Wood. She's gonna be like, "Oh my God, it's Frodo, the Hobbit." You know what I'm thinking? Oh my God, it's Casey from The Faculty.
Oh God, I'm thinking. I'm not thinking anything. I'm not an Elijah Wood fan. I think he was wasn't he like a Dame to Kill For, or what was the Sin City? He was in Sin City, I think so.
But he was in The Faculty, and I loved that movie when I was a kid. A horror movie. It's really, really good. The Good Son is another great movie.
That was a good one.
He does I think it's called, what's it called? Red Flyer, something Flyer.
Radio Flyer.
Radio Flyer. Yeah, that was a really, really good movie. He was such a young actor in that, and delivers a performance like that. I just think could rival, like, if you put up like the best child acting performances in history.
Yeah,
I feel like that should be on there.
Wow, really?
Oh my God. Oh, dude.
Never seen it.
Really?
That's how long I've not liked Elijah Woods. I don't know.
That's funny.
But here's the thing: is like when you talk about the Lord of the Rings, do you go like, do you go to a fan? You're like, oh, you're a big fan. Which was your favorite book? Or do you just immediately seem they like the movies? It's just like the movies, or like just joking about the fandom part of it, you know?
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, they're both so massive. They both require so much attention and time. That IP. I don't know, because you got the extended editions. Obviously, the books are going to require more time, and we're in it earlier. But then you can have somebody who got into it for the books. They read all the books all that time. The movie comes out and they're like, well, it's not like the book. Screw the movie. So they hate the movies. Okay. So they're really only a fan of the books.
I want to play a game with you. Can we play a game real quick? We have like 14 more minutes. Let's play a game. Okay. Let's see. On the screen right there, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see 12 people. Okay. I'm going to blow up my screen so I can see it big here. All right. All right. We're going to play this game. And I want you to tell me when you're looking, don't cheat. Okay. I'm going to say, I want you to know what you would say to the person. All right. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Yep. I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going to pick some names. Okay. You ready?
And you want, what do I say to the person?
Yes, you meet him. What's the first thing you're going to say to him? Okay.
The first thing that I say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Ready?
I have, yeah. Okay, sure.
Okay, here we go. First time ever, whatever this is named. Here we go. Dominic Monaghan. You walk up to him and you say this to him.
Pick a number: 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, or 42.
What? Wait, you're doing the little hand thing with him? What are you doing?
No, that's the lost numbers, man.
Oh my God. I knew you were going to go with lost. Okay, cool. Katie Sackhoff. Let's go.
Katie Sackhoff.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing I would say to her?
Yeah.
I don't know. Great job.
Wow, you're really
great job
with
with
these actors.
I don't know. Like I mean, if you're gonna like, are we talking interview or are we talking about like just me being a fan?
Okay, so like let's take it. Okay, let's do this. Let's really. You're in the elevator. Close your eyes for a second. Can you be in the elevator? You're in the elevator. Okay.
Yeah.
Bam Margera disappears. Okay, and Charlie Cox is now there. All right, and it's okay to say something. What do you say to Charlie Cox?
Hey man, what's your expectations for Echo? Like, is Echo going to be the show that turns it around for the MCU? Mm-hmm. That's what I ask him.
Charlie Cox would say,
he would say probably. He would say, of course. He's going to be biased as fuck.
Okay.
But I would know. I would. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would say that. Honestly, dude, if I were to, if it was an elevator situation, I probably wouldn't ask these people anything about their movies. I would ask them about like what you would talk to somebody like, hey, how do you like New Orleans? Like, you come here? Like, do you always come here? You know, what do you do when you're down here? You need a place to go eat? Like, I'll tell you a good place to go eat. Like, you know, that's the conversation I would really have with somebody.
Thank you. I think you're being honest now. I agree with you 100%.
But see, I was in like an interview mindset of like, okay, what do you want to ask this person? This first thing you see, like, you know, based off of who they are and what they've done, it's just like, you know, it's going to kind of be the same thing for all of them.
Okay, well, I like this. Let me. You can now open your eyes. And they're open. Okay, here we go. Thank you. And you're now not in the elevator right now. You're hold on. You're back in the con. Okay, and you've been granted a 2-minute interview with Elijah Wood.
Oh, okay.
2 minutes.
2-minute interview with Elijah Wood.
Yes, he walks up to you. He's like, "Hi," and you say, and I know I'm putting you on the spot here. I understand that. You're gonna do better than you're gonna do better than me. And if you do these same questions to me, I'm just going to sound like a prick. I know. I'm still like, but go ahead. You see Elijah Wood. Go ahead.
Yeah, see Elijah Wood. I would say, I don't know, dude. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I have complete like brain paralysis. He's done so many things. Honestly, like what I would want to ask him, is how did you stay sane being a child actor? Because the rate for like insanity in child actors, like I wouldn't tell him this, but I would be like, you know, the rate for like how many kids to grow up in Hollywood being mentally messed up when they get older, especially if they're still in Hollywood, is crazy. I would want to ask him, like, how did you stay sane, and how tall is Michael J. Fox?
That's fair. Okay. Would you really do that? Would you really? How tall is Michael J. Fox?
No, I know he's short. He's 5'4".
All right, hit me. Let's go.
Hit you? All right.
No, I'm good. Of these 8 people right here.
Of these 8 people right here, you want to ask them? Is this interview question or is this?
Yes, I've now been put in front of them as an interview. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Interview question. What's the first thing you ask Rose McGowan?
Okay, Rose McGowan, not a problem at all. Is it more rewarding being an activist or being an actress when you were acting? I'm interested to know, because you've had a second career as an activist, and I think that you've accomplished a lot. What's been more rewarding, the accolades as being an actress, or the way you feel now as being an activist? John, I'm winning. I got 1 fucking point. Let's go.
Yeah, you do. No, you did. That's great.
Next.
That's a great answer. All right. Let's see. Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. All right, Bruce, I got to be honest with you. Fuck you, John.
He's just like, hold on, you're talking to my guy all wrong here.
The first thing that pops in my mind is like, I want to know how they keep the chainsaw in his hand. And I've never seen the movies.
It's a good question.
I don't know Bruce Campbell stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know Bruce Campbell very well. Okay, but hold on, let me say this.
Okay.
God, no, you win. Okay, 1 point to you. Damn it.
Okay. All right, my turn. You ready? Hit me. Go.
All right, John. Cool. All right, so
let's go.
You're at the con. All of a sudden, Dominic Monaghan turns to you and says, "Like, you got 2 minutes."
Dominic Monaghan. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey. So, quick question. Did you write on your hand, "Not Penny's boat," or did somebody else, or did J.J. Abrams write that?
And he's gonna say "fuck you" and walk away. No, man.
No.
You're supposed to get him to sing the Crankshaft song.
What is that?
The Drive Shaft, or whatever the song in the "Come On Everybody," or "We Are Everybody," you know, whatever the song was from Lost.
Yeah. That's funny.
Okay. All right.
Let's see.
Let's go.
Reef the Steve Forever's in the house. What's up, man? Echo looks so sick.
Echo does look good, by the way. Echo does. I don't know if you were being sarcastic about Echo the other day when I asked you about it. Were you being like, Are you? I mean, I'm excited.
I was saying that there's a fight scene that leaked that looks questionable, but the trailer looks really good. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm optimistic for it. You know, I hope it does well. I don't want it to do bad.
I want it to do good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Give me somebody. Who I got?
All right. Linda Hamilton, go.
Okay, cool. Look, Linda Hamilton, look, I know you live in New Orleans. It's awesome. I'm glad that you're here. Just one quick question. I don't care about the movies. I just want to know about how much you can bench press. Can you still do it? I just need to know. That's all. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being in New Orleans.
Okay.
Hey, look, nothing's hotter than when she was doing those pull-ups in Terminator 2. Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Really?
Oh, my God. Yes. Yes. Look at her there. This looks great there. I heard she's a wonderful human being, too. So...
every bit of screen time in Terminator 1 is hotter than her doing those pull-ups in Terminator 2.
No, you're talking about like some like I'm not talking about hot as in like her, she's hot, like her body's hot. I'm talking about her like just being hot. Like even like her whole mentality, her whole drive in the movie was just sexy, you know? Like,
it's cool. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But she also
badass. I would say badass. I wouldn't say it's hot.
Well, yeah, but okay, but I'm saying her mental prowess and her like just toughness was like as a young guy, I thought that was it was a turn on. It was very sexy. Then she's doing the pull-ups in prison. Come on, man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, no, it is awesome. I agree.
Right.
It is awesome.
And I don't think that I'm insulting her by telling that. Okay, you ready?
Nope, but go ahead.
Hold on. Can we actually raise it up a little bit here? We'll see who we got here because I think it gets harder with the next level. You gave me Bruce Campbell because you cheated.
Right.
I said these 8, but you gave me Bruce Campbell.
Let's see.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Okay,
What
are
we
you
got?
ready? I got you. You
Yep.
ready?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. You are at the con, and you walk into the room. You sit down. The door opens, and in walks Jonathan Frakes. Go.
Jonathan Frakes.
Oh,
Oh. um. Hey. Do you know where Vincent D'Onofrio is?
oh my God. Okay. All right. Give me one. We got.
All right. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna give you a layup. You walk into Comic-Con, Fan Expo, I'm sorry,
Uh-huh.
and you sit down and you see Peter Weller. What do you say?
Oh my God. That sucks. That's not a slam dunk. I'm
It's
gonna say
RoboCop. You love RoboCop,
because that's why this isn't a slam dunk because so many
right?
things came around.
Yeah.
He would hate me, but I just want to know about the scene where he gets his ass shot up in the first RoboCop. I just want to know about it, or I want to know about the guy who got hit with the car and blew up into like a green ooze. So that's it's not a slam dunk. That's rough, But I have to think that Peter Weller's tired of talking about RoboCop. He's 76 years old.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
You
All right.
you are in the
Thank
bathroom.
you all. By the way, thank you all of you for sticking around with us while we hang out. Because this is literally us just hanging out while our significant others are sleeping. We appreciate you all. We love you. Hit the like button.
You can put us in some situations if you want. If you think,
yeah, if y'all have any great questions or anything to add, please feel free.
All right, Johnny. Okay, you've had too many drinks and you walk in the bathroom. All right, you're at the urinal. You got one hand on the wall, and you got a nice firm stream going, and you happen to look to your right, and Randy Quaid, go.
Pissers. I would look to him. I would say, "Pissers full."
That's good. That would be very good. That would be good. You know what? I feel like I helped you slam dunk that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
You did.
All right, give me one. Here we go.
Okay. All right. You're sitting right outside of. No, actually, you're getting out of your car.
Okay.
Fan Expo.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, you see somebody trip and fall next, about 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
And then that person is Robert Patrick. What do you say?
You're not getting. I would say, do you need help, old man? That guy looks ancient now.
He is. Yeah, he does look old.
I would say that. I mean, I would probably ask him if he needs help. So I mean, I would be like, and then I would tell you that I saw Robert Patrick fall like an old man, and I hope he didn't break a hip.
Yeah, he is. He's looking. Yeah, he is looking a bit rough. But dude, it's You know, what'd be funny. I would want to carry a photo of Edward Furlong in my pocket, just so I can see him and be like, "Have you seen this boy?"
Dude, that's what I was trying to tell Jono. I was like, I would love to just sit in a panel with Elijah Woods talking and just stand there, look dressed like Macaulay Culkin from Good Son.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. Okay. All right. The whole thing's shutting down, and there's only a few people left. There's a few celebrities left. All right, and you go to get like the half off nachos. All right, and standing next to you at the half off nachos is Lance Henriksen.
Ooh.
See, you thought it'd be easy, but it's not.
Yeah. I would say. I don't know. That's a good one.
Come on, it's Lance Henriksen, man.
I know, but I would probably go Aliens.
Yeah. I don't.
But I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'm not like. Yeah. He was the shit. Yeah, you're right. Who was he in Terminator? He's the bad guy. No, he wasn't. He wasn't the bad guy. Arnold's the bad guy. I can't think of who he is in Terminator.
He's Bishop in Aliens.
Right.
So, okay, come on. You're
there. Bishop. Okay, I got it. I said, so would you go Bishop in X-Men also?
No.
Fail.
Okay, give me one. Here we go. We got a few more.
All right, we got a few more. All right. Walking out of Fan Expo.
I'm walking out. Okay.
It's getting late.
It's late.
And you see Eman Esfandi. What do you say?
I say, do you work here? I don't know. We like Amon is Fondy. I mean, like I was like, what so he has like that one. I don't know. If I was being rude, I might have a few drinks. I might be like, hey, what other work did you do? I don't know. You know, like
well, he did. Well, he was Aladdin.
Was he?
Yeah, in live action.
God,
He was
like
live action Aladdin.
Looks like Aladdin right there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he looks
All
like
right.
Ezra Bridger right there.
A little bit, but I know Ezra Bridger had a beard. You know?
Yeah, in the show.
Did he?
In Ahsoka. Yeah.
Oh, in Ahsoka, yeah, but not in the Rebels.
No, of course not. Right.
Which, by the way, I'm on the last episode and I just refuse to finish it because I know it's going to be over. I have like 20 minutes left of it and I just won't watch the last 20 minutes of it.
The very last episode?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm at the very end and I won't watch it because it means it's over with and I don't want it to be done.
True.
And
I tell you, Vin, I think for Vincent D'Onofrio, I would 100% avoid all Kingpin questions.
Okay.
And I would straight up ask him how he felt playing his first superhero, Thor, in Adventures in Babysitting.
Wait, is that what he was?
He was the guy that they alluded. He wasn't like Thor, but he was like a knockoff mechanic that looked like Thor. He had the hammer, the blonde hair, the long blonde hair, and the little girl's like, it's Thor. Like she kneels to him. Very cute scene. Yeah, that's him.
I would give you that one as a win because I'm sure that he doesn't hear a lot of Adventures in Babysitting questions.
I'd go there all day, dude. That'd be the first thing I'd ask. Adventures in Babysitting question.
Okay. Well, okay. Give me one here.
That's about it. We got the girl Diana Lee and Santano. She was also.
You're missing the obvious question. The question would be, what would I say to Jason Lee? I'd say, Jason Lee, I got 2 decks in the truck. Let's go roll, dude. I want to go skate with that guy.
His quotes is one of my favorite. Well, it used to be when I used to like think about quotes and use them as inspiration in life. Back when I was that kind of person, one of his quotes was one of the quotes I would think about, and it's from the movie Vanilla Sky, and it's without the sour, the sweet wouldn't be as sweet. So I would say, hey, that's a really good quote. I would say, hey, was that written or did you ad lib that?
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'd give you that.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick here. Let's go to Not Near Mint, and then let's get out of here because it's Friday night. Yeah. It's time to go.
What's your worst interaction with a fan or a producer?
It'd probably be a fan for you, huh?
What's your worst interaction with a fan? Like, what do you mean? Like a fan?
Like, let's just say like Paper Chase. What's the worst interaction you've ever had on anything involving Paper Chase?
I don't know. I've only met like 2 or 3 people that are.
What's the rudest thing someone said to you?
Oh, I don't know. Go look at a comment section. One of my videos. It's but yeah, I don't know. Or producer. Let me think, man. That's a good question.
Well, let's do it like this. What's your worst interaction as a fan? Let's make it easier here because that's what you're kind of gunning for. Like that's like.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't want to say this.
Oh yeah, you do. Okay. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Come on.
Okay.
Yes. Here we go.
All right. So we're at the. So I hang out with my buddy Chris, who does a lot of movie stuff. So we would see. I would go to like rap parties. And so we went to the rap party for Django Unchained.
Mm-hmm.
And this was at the Howling Wolf. And so there was a lot of people there. Quentin Tarantino was there. Leonardo DiCaprio was there. And Jamie Foxx was there. And so Jamie Foxx is doing this this bit where like he's like giving people like free shots, like pouring shots into people's mouths, like of like, I don't know, whiskey or tequila or something.
My man.
He was on a stage and he was giving people free shots. And so I opened my mouth up for like a free shot.
Uh-huh.
And he looks at me and he's like, and then I looked down the line and it was all girls that he was giving shots to. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I don't want one. I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, no wonder you said no. It's like a bunch of like chicks that are like that. I'm thinking he's like just giving free shots out. He's like, nah, bro, no shots for you.
Yeah, you know what? That's
pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, that looks bad for you a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
My worst fan interaction. Okay, and this is kind of a famous story in my family.
Okay.
I think I've actually told you this before, but I'm going to bring it out because new crowd. And by the way, everybody share whatever, like, subscribe, please, because we forgot to do it in the beginning because we're doing bad acting with each other.
Yeah.
But my
Creepy as fuck.
I can see you too, man. Like there's like lady.
I didn't even realize. I'm just thinking. I'm like, oh, free shots. I was like, I want a fucking free shot. Why not? And then I'm just like, oh wait, he's just like giving it to girls.
I can't hate you for being advantageous in a situation. Liquor is liquor.
Yeah.
My brother. So for Mardi Gras, my brother is in town. At the time, he was living in Tennessee, and where we were standing is kind of a family-friendly place, but it's still like near like where things happen. And we're at this parade, and behind us is what's his name? The Dave Matthews. Right behind us is. Did I tell you this story? Do you know this one?
Okay,
no. Cool. Then I'm happy to tell it to you now.
I don't think so.
Behind me is Dave Matthews and his family. Behind me, my brother, is on my right, and his wife and things like that. And we're still kind of like in the family area, so like he's not being crowded. Like in New Orleans, people don't really care. We leave you alone, like for the most part. So as the parade's going by, like people in the floats are like seeing it's Dave Matthews, and they're throwing things at him. And I'm saying funny things like, "Oh, finally, people recognize who I am after all these years. I'm getting my due." And like Dave Matthews like joke, and we're high five, and like he's my brother's cracking jokes, and everybody's having generally a good time. Like it's actually like a great interaction. And like we give some Dave Matthews some beers. He brings us back some beers. We're there for like 3 hours or so, hanging out with Dave Matthews and his family. Like I'm high fiving his kids, throwing the football. Great, treating him like a human, because guess what? He is a human. And I didn't once mention him dumping shit on the river on his tour bus. It was here, but I didn't do it.
Okay.
But anyway,
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. The parade ends, okay, like that. And I turn around, I'm like, "Hey, man, cool, nice to meet you." He's like, "Cool, thank you, blah, blah, blah." And he goes to shake my brother's hand. My brother shakes his hand and grabs his shoulder and says, "Hey, man, I just want you to know that my wife and I wake up to you every morning." Dude. Dave Matthews was like this. Dave Matthews looked at my brother, and he just went, I just saw him like slump. He like slumped. And I was like, "Jeez. Oh, you fucking idiot." And then he's like, "Okay." And he like walked away and left. And I looked at my brother and said, "You just ruined that entire interaction. Everything that was good about it, you just ruined it in an instant."
That's
and he's
funny.
like, I'm like, "Hey, dude," I was like, "You don't even listen to Dave Matthews. What the fuck are you talking about?"
That's funny.
It was so bad. I felt so bad. This was before the word cringe was being used all the time. But if it was
right, yeah,
that was it right there, dude. And I felt so bad for me, honestly, because I was related to my brother. At the time, I didn't.
You get like 10% of that cringe is on you just because you're related to him.
I wanted him to like walk away, just like we leave each other too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that's
rough.
Funny. And you don't have any like that.
Anything that I've done? No.
Yeah.
Because I avoid the people. I don't need to, like I said, I had Henry Rollins like security guard push me against a wall one time, and that was it. Just because like I was standing in a hallway that Rollins was walking down. But no, I generally avoid people, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. I'll say dumb things to my friends that I think about all the time, but not necessarily celebrities and things like that.
Right.
So I've been pretty good. But anyway,
yeah, that's good. All right, well,
not bad.
Thanks for having me share that.
Dude, you took shots. Oh, man. Okay, that's pretty bad, buddy.
Yeah, it is. But, whatever.
All right.
I got over it.
So
all right, everybody. So, yeah, that'll do it. We appreciate you hanging out, especially the person that just came in.
Yeah, thank you
for
and left.
And left. Hey, I want to ask you, how'd you like that wrap up video, that 2023? I'm talking to Rev.
That
2023 wasn't that nice? That was a little. Man, let me tell you, there's nothing like culminating some just good moments and making your own montage out of a year. If you really like like feel down on yourself, like you know, like a year's passed, you're like, I don't know if that year was good. Maybe it wasn't good at all. Maybe it was bad. Like if you document more of your life and like you can somehow put it into like a little montage at the end with the right music, it really makes you look back on your year and be like, you know what, my life's not that freaking like it was a good year. Like this was a really good year, you know, or the last year was a really good year.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of I don't know, like it made me like appreciate like the podcast more and you know the YouTube and just the whole comic community more, and of course my family. Just that little video, it was nice, man. I watched it like 5 times. I was like, this is nice.
Yeah. And look, real quick, perfect case in point. We've made some really cool friends here. I've had a good year. I'm not going to say that I didn't. I know everybody always tries to poo-poo the year that you just had, be like, ugh, but it didn't. 2023 was actually a pretty interesting year. I actually was able to do a lot with work stuff that was kind of a lot of eye-opening stuff for me. I met a ton of new cool people, and some of them are here. Like I said, because of what you and I have done, I mean, like we got people like Intensity Walk, Plagueis for sure, Colossus Collector. Yeah, what's up, brother?
Yep.
You know, and then we're able to strengthen bonds and things like that. Some people have brought babies, some brand new babies. You're gonna have a baby coming up.
Getting close. Yeah,
you
1
know?
month to the day almost.
Yeah, dude. So, but no, I can't complain. I did see it. I thought it was cool. And listen, you know, throwing flowers at your feet. I'm very thankful to be a friend of yours, and I appreciate you.
It's great. It's a great relationship. It was an amazing year. Became a dad and Walk. And yep, congrats to Walk for that.
He was who I was talking about. He's got a beautiful little boy.
That's awesome, man.
Like I've known Walk for like 7 years now. You know, like never met him once ever in real life, but that's my brother. You know, like I take the bullet for that guy.
Nice.
But yeah. Anyway, like I said, very good year. I think it was a good year. Let's have a better year this one coming up. You know, maybe we'll meet some of these people.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe we'll get some shots tomorrow. All right, guys, we love y'all. Hit like on the way out. Stay tuned for some coverage of Fan Expo New Orleans, plus other videos and podcasts. And you guys know the drill.
And if you're here for some reason, like already here, like you're one of the comic people, like please let us know. We'll come find you, and we'll hang out. We're gonna be there tomorrow for sure. You know, even though the tickets are $60.
I know it's a hard pill to swallow. Hey, look, we'll do some hunting together. We're going to find some books. I'll help you do some hunting too. I'll search some bins and we'll try to find some books to make some of that money back.
Hell yeah. All right. All love you guys. All you love you guys.
Peace out.
Into the void.
Later.
Dude, you took shots of